All right, we'll get started. Thank you guys for joining today. I am super happy to be here and grateful for the opportunity. Thank you to Matt. Hopefully going to take you guys through an AI 101 basics kind of training course. So this is nothing revolutionary. It's really just meant to help you open up your perspective about how to use AI, not just in your business, but in all other areas of your life. So if you're in this room, you probably have heard about AI, unless you've been living under a rock, maybe ChatGPT even, but you're still not quite sure what it is or how it actually applies into your workflow. You're curious about what it could do, maybe help you write faster, follow up better, save time, but you haven't had the time or the confidence to actually try it out. And if we're honest, part of you might be wondering if this is one of those moments where adapting could make the difference between keeping your job or becoming obsolete. So if you agree with any one of these statements, well, you're in the right place. My name's Youssef. I am the founder of GRND Consulting. I am an operations and training specialist, and I've worked with several industries, real estate included, but I work primarily with retail, hospitality, and service-based businesses. And I use many frameworks across them with great success. Oh, sorry about that. Aside from coaching and consulting, I'm a proud dad of a lively 19-month-old. I'm also passionate about endurance running because I believe that pushing the limits and breaking through self-limiting beliefs is the way to level up. My experience includes the following, just so you're wondering why you should listen to me. My background is in building and scaling operations from the ground up in fast-moving customer-facing businesses. In 2010, I scaled a Win Mobile franchise from 0 to 7 locations in 3 years. In 2015, what's going on here? In 2015, I was employee number 1 at a company called Mobile Clinic. I built all of their SOPs, configured their store systems, and built their training. In 6 years, I opened 91 locations across the country, so it was a very busy 6 years for me. And in 2020, TELUS acquired our company for $165 million. I'm also the co-founder of Repair and Run, professional e-bike and e-scooter repair. We're currently at 5 locations across Canada, and we are growing. So while I'm not a real estate professional per se, I do know how to build strong operational systems, how to scale sustainably, and how to make sure that your business is not running on pure hustle. And that's the perspective that I'm trying to bring here. It's really easy for us to just work hard. I really want to give you guys the perspective and see that you can make your work and your life easier. Not just that, but also more practical, efficient, and built to last. At GRND Consulting, we help business owners who want to go all in, get their time back, their energy back, delegate more effectively, make more profit with the customers you already have, and obviously scale your business. We do this by optimizing the 3 core elements of every system in every business, and that's people, SOPs, and tools and technology. Then we create training programs that engage, energize, and empower your employees to turn them from people who just work for you to people who actually represent you. Big difference. And as a company that has innovation as one of its core values, and being somebody who has done things manually for a long time before AI was around, I can definitely tell you that AI will change almost every aspect of our business and our lives. And those who don't get on board will be left behind. Not to scare anybody. But before we dive into tools and tactics, I want to take a moment to just zoom out for a second and talk a little bit about why this matters. Whether you are excited about AI or still a little skeptical, the reality is it's not a trend. It's here to stay, and it's reshaping how almost every industry operates, and real estate is no exception. So let's talk about why this matters for you as an agent, a business owner, and someone who's juggling lots of responsibilities. MIT researchers call AI the most transformative technology ever since the steam engine, and this is not an exaggeration. Globally, PwC projects that AI could add 15.7 trillion, not billion, not million, trillion with a T, to the economy by 2030, which is only 5 years away. That makes it one of the most disruptive and valuable technologies in history, not just for big corporations, but for everyday businesses too. Specifically in real estate, AI can automate 37% of the tasks that you are currently doing, representing about 34 billion in operating efficiency. And 80% of the real estate firms now use AI in day-to-day operations. So obviously this is quite significant. What does that mean in plain English? It means that the agents who adopt tools like this aren't just working faster, they're working with less stress, and they're getting more done. So let's rewind a little bit, and we want to break this down without all of the jargon. What the heck is AI anyway? Okay, AI is considered something called a general purpose technology, like steam, electricity, the internet. It is technology can be used in many different forms, and generally speaking, once you get it, it sticks around until it becomes obsolete, but it sticks around for quite a long time. It's software that can mimic things that humans can do, like writing, planning, answering questions, but it's not thinking exactly. All it does is just really good at predicting patterns based on data that it has been trained on, okay? You've probably used AI already when you ask Siri for directions, or when Gmail finishes your sentences, or when Spotify recommends a playlist. It's taking a predictive action based on previous data. So you can think of it as a really smart intern. It's fast, it's helpful, but it still needs very clear and specific direction. Cliff, just back there, also gave me a really good use case, is that it can actually also act as a very patient tutor. You guys don't know this, but before this presentation, my laptop wasn't working. I could not get Wi-Fi for the life of me. We spent an hour trying to figure out, is it the cable plugging in the LAN into all different kinds of ports? Was it working? And then I came up with a wild idea. I was like, hey, I'm the AI guy. Maybe I should just use AI to fix the problem. And I actually asked my phone to help me fix the problem. It got me into the back-end code of the computer. I followed the instructions, and here we are. We have a presentation just because of this. Okay. It's amazing. It's good for everything. So if you give it the context, you'll get better results, and today I'm going to show you how. Before we dive deeper, we need to talk about what AI is not, because I want to help set some realistic expectations. First thing is AI is not a replacement for your expertise or your relationships, because you still need to trust your judgment, your experience, and customers need to, your clients come to you because they trust your judgment, your expertise, and how you make them feel. AI can help you be more consistent, more efficient, but it does not replace human connection. Second thing, AI is not a quick fix for deeper business problems. If your training or your operations have gaps, all AI is going to do is amplify that. It is not going to help you. So you have to have solid systems first, and then AI can accelerate your effectiveness. Okay, but it will not solve those problems on its own. Thirdly, AI is not a strategy, but it does support your strategy. It still needs you at the wheel, and the more you guide it, the more useful it becomes. It also will not run your business for you. So you are the captain of the ship. It is like a system that makes sure that everything is running smoothly. You can automate things that are repetitive, predictable. However, when it comes to your intuition, your judgment, your situational awareness, AI can't help you with that. It can give you ideas, but it cannot make those decisions for you. So you guys may have seen some headlines where experts, including some of the people who built this technology, have shared concerns about AI getting out of control. So you might be asking, is AI safe? In one global survey, researchers estimated that there is a small, that's like 5 to 10% chance, there is a small but real chance that powerful AI systems, in a few years from now, could cause human extinction. That is not to scare anyone. However, I do need to stress that it is very, very powerful technology, and like any powerful tool, it needs to be used properly, okay? So if asking if AI is safe is just simply the wrong question. For us in this room, that doesn't mean don't use it. It means don't use it blindly. It's no different than driving your car. Once you understand the controls and the rules, it becomes a tool that gives you freedom. That's what today is about, learning how to use it with purpose, not with fear, okay? So they're very powerful, but they're not always built with your specific industry in mind, unless it's a tool specifically for real estate. Most of the AI tools that you'll use actually store data. That's how they learn. Unless you are using a private version, you should never, ever, ever give it confidential information, client information, really sensitive stuff like that. And because it doesn't know what's sensitive, it treats all input the same. Public trust is still kind of low in AI, especially around privacy and accuracy, and that's why safety comes down to how you use it, not just what you use, okay? So there is an AI tool for almost everything. You don't need to know about the 10,000 tools that are out there, but it's helpful to understand the main categories that exist, because this is where the time savings come in and where the creative power comes from. So first, we'll talk about a little bit about writing and content creation. These are things like ChatGPT, which I'm sure everybody here has heard of. Claude is another large language model. It's just kind of like ChatGPT's competitor. Gemini is something very, very similar. It helps you with language, emails, social media posts, listings, coming up with ideas, brainstorming, that kind of thing. You talk to it like a regular person and it talks back, okay? There's also AI for image and video generation. These are like Canva, which has now AI built in, Synthesia, which you can create videos, and HeyGen, which is the one that I'm going to show you later in this presentation. This creates graphics, virtual tours, avatar videos. You can make it basically use anything as long as the prompt is specific enough. And then the last one is productivity and automation. So this category are tools that connect different platforms together. So think about, for example, you can, in your case, a customer fills out a form and wants to inquire about a listing. Once that form gets filled out and the customer said, or the client said, clicks submit, that information can be ported from the form into your CRM database. Everything gets filled out, and then you get a notification saying somebody filled out like a lead form or something like that, and then it promptly writes an email in another platform saying, hey, thank you for filling this form out. Matthew Gerges will be reaching out to you to schedule a show. Like, you can connect so many different platforms together, and that's how complex it can be. These are things that you would be doing anyways, but with a robust system, you can automate all of that. So let's actually start using it. We'll actually do a demo together, and you guys are going to help me. Okay, so I'm just going to stop this presentation, and I'm going to bring ChatGPT into the spotlight. Let's see, it's on this side. Here we go. Okay, so this is the basic page as soon as you open up ChatGPT. I use the paid version. I use AI every single day. And you can literally ask it anything. So what I did, and I'll show you actually my history here. Fix Wi-Fi issues. Okay, this is what I actually did. I put in a prompt. It was a very basic prompt, and not exactly the formula that I'll show you. But speed was critical. So I said, my laptop Wi-Fi is working. I have a presentation coming up. I need your help. I'm using Windows, and I'm trying to connect to a public network at the Deaf Center in Cornwall. Then it gave me all of these options. It said, okay, check airplane mode. It always goes through kind of like, the basic steps as if I was calling tech support. Sir, have you ensured that your laptop is up? Kind of thing. I did all of this already, but what I didn't do was step number 7. Right here. It's still not working. I had to reset all of the configuration settings in my laptop. So it said, open up the command prompt and put in this code. I did that, restarted my laptop, and here we are, okay? But it can do a lot more than that. I'll give you a kind of a funny example, okay? Now, this is like a really advanced version of ChatGPT. When it first came out, you couldn't talk to it. It wasn't as quick. But I just mentioned that we have a 19-month-old, and when my wife was pregnant, we were planning our baby shower, and we were doing all these things, and she was kind of like steering the ship, and I was really hard at work. One day she came to me, she was like, I'm really upset with you. This is your baby too, you should be helping with planning this. We don't know what to get for the registry. I'm like, you know what, we're gonna solve this in 3 minutes, okay? So then I was like, and if I could just ask everybody, because I'm going to talk to it. Allow. I want you to act as an expert family planner. My wife and I are having a baby girl in December, and we are planning our baby shower, but we don't know what to put on the registry. I want you to give me a comprehensive list of items, of all of the items that we would need to be prepared for our baby girl. I want you to give it in a table format, and I want you to tell me where this item can be found. I want you to include the link to that item, and I want you to tell me the approximate price in a separate column. Now it's going to transcribe what I say, and let's see what happens. Now it's searching the web for all of the things that I would need to be prepared for a baby.
I love this program.
Not bad, right? It solved a lot of things between my wife and I.
You're still married? And you're still married, yeah.
Because of that.
Babies that the parents.
Very cool, right? So like, we have no experience. We've never had a baby before, right? But this was super, super helpful. And this is just like one of the use cases, okay? Another example that I can give you is there is a AI tool called My Personal AI. It's kind of like a chat, except you feed it information about you, and it starts to learn your decision-making abilities, your style of conversation. It absorbs all of the knowledge that you give it about yourself. You're essentially creating a digital version of yourself, okay? What my colleagues are doing, and this was like a very particular use case, not a lot of people are doing this, but he's kind of out there. He has created an account for him and his wife, and they feed it information every day. They journal, tell it information, so that when they pass away, their kids can still talk to them. It's a little scary. What I'm saying is that you can do a lot, right? So, I mean, let's play with this a little bit. Does anybody have a question that has been bothering them for the last week? Literally anything. Why don't we try? Does anybody want to?
I do.
Yeah.
Why does my dog wake up in the middle of the night, go downstairs and bark endlessly? Like, I do not know why. And that's
Okay.
a legitimate problem.
Okay.
There's a ghost in your house.
I do not know why she.
Wanna- do you wanna come up here?
Why does she keep barking at night?
Why don't you come up here? I'm going to give you a bit more information. I want you to just speak into the computer.
Okay.
Cool? It'll be a little bit easier if you...
Let's solve your
Keeping it real.
problem.
Keeping it real.
So what I would need you to do is just tell me what kind of dog you have, but repeat the exact same question. Okay? Yeah, great. Awesome. So you're going to just say all that, and let's see what pops out of this.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I'm just going to try to keep the volume down just so the mic picks up, okay?
Why does my little dog wake up at about 1 or 2 in the morning every night and just go downstairs in the dark and start barking endlessly? She's a little Shih Tzu. She's about 4 years old. She's a rescue dog. She's got a great life, but at night she just keeps barking, and I don't know how to stop her because I can't sleep at night.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, look at this. So it'll take all of the information that's available on the internet and the information that they get trained on. It tells you, well, it might be dealing with some nighttime anxiety, alertness, or unmet need because she's a rescue. There may be some history or behavior patterns that were set before you got her. Here are some of the possible options, right? Possible cause, why it happens, and how to fix without breaking her trust. So again, we're going to talk a little bit about the answers that you get from AI. However, this is a really good start because you had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
This is what gives you ideas and it kind of prompts your creativity a little bit, right? So writer's block doesn't really exist anymore. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Because if you just don't know what to write about, you can say, hey, give me 5 ideas about X, and then it will just, populate. Anybody else want to try something before we go into the advanced demo?
Advanced.
Oh yeah.
Hello, this is 101 basics.
Yeah. No? Okay. We're going to go into this. And we are going to choose Brian. Okay. So I make training videos for a living. Okay? That's just a big part of what I do. And sometimes, if I don't need to actually show what it is that I'm doing at the business, and I'm just doing an explainer video, I used to have to go into the business, set up the camera, do this, do that, take a lot of time, not including the commute. With something like this, now this is kind of the advanced version because it's interactive, so we're going to talk to it, we're going to have conversations with it. But now I can create videos of digital Youssef, like myself, create one base video, and then I can create unlimited videos of me talking. It'll make my lips move. It'll be in my own voice, and I can translate it in any language in my voice. Okay? So what I've done before this training was I created a little knowledge base of Cornwall real estate. I just took a bunch of websites and I put some information on the back end of this. So we're going to ask Brian, or I called him Matthew, sorry, to help us with some real estate needs. Okay? So I'll tell you exactly, how this would apply. So we're just going to click chat now, let it load. And again, we're just going to have to try to keep it quiet. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Matthew, your interactive real estate agent. Whether you're buying, renting, or just browsing, I'm here to help. What do you need today?
How many residential listings are there in Cornwall between 400 and 500,000?
In Cornwall, there are currently about 1,037 active residential listings with median list prices around 420K, 440K. If you're specifically looking for...
Let's try specifically in Cornwall, Ontario.
Oh, network.
Sure, in Cornwall, Ontario, there are approximately 1,037 active, no problem. Cornwall, I appreciate your patience. The latest data shows there are approximately 100 to 150 active residential listings in Cornwall, Ontario. If you'd like, I can help you find the most recent and specific figures through MLS or local listing sites. Would you like me to do that?
Yes.
Great. I recommend checking the latest MLS data directly through Realtor, K or House Sigma for the most current listings in Cornwall, Ontario. You can also contact your local multiple listing service MLS board for real-time updates. Would you like me to guide you on how to search or connect with an agent for the latest info?
Why don't we'll try another like a basic question. Somebody comes in and says, I'm a first-time home buyer. What is it that I need? I'm a first-time home buyer and I'm not exactly sure what documents I need in order to prepare to buy a house. Can you help me through that?
Absolutely. As a first-time buyer, you'll typically need documents like your ID, proof of income, such as pay stubs or employment letters, recent bank statements, and possibly a mortgage pre-approval letter. It's also helpful to have your credit report. I recommend speaking with a mortgage broker early on to get pre-approved. That'll give you a clear picture of your budget. Would you like a checklist to help you organize everything?
Sure, I would love that.
Here's a simple pre-buyer's checklist to help you get ready. Valid government-issued ID, driver's license or passport. Recent pay stubs, last 2 to 3 months. Proof of employment, employment letter or contract. Recent
the
bank
idea?
statements, last 2 to 3 months.
All right. So obviously the information that it spits out, you have to make sure that it's right, obviously. AI can make mistakes. However, if, for example, that you wanted to put maybe like actually Matthew up on here, on his website to talk through people, then it becomes way more interactive. It's very, very memorable. And you can load it with information that's actually correct and keep the knowledge base accurate. I built this in 5 minutes. Like that, it didn't take a long time at all. So I would assume that some of the material is not correct or the information is not correct.
I got a question.
Yeah.
How's this avatar created? Like, I don't understand.
So what it does is it takes a base video. So if I were to do like a version of myself, I would take a base video of myself and follow the instructions. I have to like always look at the camera. There's like specific things that you have to do. And you have to talk to it for 2 minutes. It needs at least 2 minutes worth of you talking and looking into the camera. And then using all of the movements, how your lips move, whatever, it can generate more video based on that 2-minute video.
But like he doesn't have glasses, for example. Like, is this supposed to be your avatar? I
This
don't
is not
see
me.
this.
No, no, no. This is just a direct sample
Okay.
from this website. Yeah, it's not me. Cliff, you had a question?
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not you, right?
No.
This is amazing. What about if you don't want it to say certain things? Like, I didn't like the fact it suggested House Sigma. Can I edit the context so that it will never answer certain things that
Yes.
I can skew it to answer in a direction that I'd like it to go?
Yes, 100%. So you can put that in as a constraint. And part of the formula that I'm going to show you guys is you're telling AI what not to do, so that it does not actually say something that's not off your brand or doesn't give out information that you want to handle yourself with the client. So you can give it that constraint, and as long as that's clear, it should not be making those mistakes. I do want to stress that if you guys are going to be doing something like this, that you test it vigorously before you put it up on the live site. I'm just showing you kind of what it is capable of, so it's not really meant to overwhelm you. It's just meant to, you know, open up the realm of possibilities that you can use AI, right? Yes.
So how likely or how does this open up the ability, if you put yourself out there like that, for identity theft?
Yeah, so that is definitely a concern. And in order for you to actually record this base video, the software makes you say a very specific time-sensitive password in order for you to create the base video. And for the account, you have to make sure that you are, you know, protecting your own password. So there is a level of security that you and like guardrails that you have to put in place. Is there a risk? Yes. However, depending on how you use it, the benefits really outweigh the risks. So, you know, you can definitely pick up the phone yourself and answer all of these questions for your client, but this is a calculation that you have to make. So I wouldn't suggest that you always go for the coolest thing because it may not actually be very secure. However, depending on the level of risk that you want to take and what benefit it will give you, should never take a risk without a benefit, then you can use your extra time to actually talk to your clients, actually be in front of them, do more like showings. You can do things that actually make you money rather than answer the same questions over and over and over with your clients, right? Do you mind if I kind of just pause? There'll be a question and answer session. Is that okay? All right, so we'll just move forward here and I'll go back to the presentation. Where are we here? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what a prompt is. So a prompt is just a set of instructions that you give to AI. It's how you talk to AI. The easiest way to understand it is by comparing it to what you already use, Google. On Google, you use search terms. With AI, you use prompts, which are way more detailed, you get to give context, and it's more of a conversation than it is just key terms, okay? So when you type something like homes for sale in Cornwall with a pool into Google, you're asking it to search the internet and show existing content. But with AI, it's a little different. You give it a prompt and you're not searching, you're asking it to create something new based on patterns that it's already seen, okay? So good prompts are like good directions. They're very specific and they're not vague. You can ask AI to take on a role, a tone, or a different task. And this is the typical formula that I like to show my clients. This is the most complete formula that has worked personally for me, and this is the formula that you can use as well. So in order for you to have a prompt, the formula needs to have the context, the role, the specific task that you want it to do, and that's why it's in italics, you can optionally put in the output style or the format and the constraints, which are the things that you don't want it to do or very something specific that you want it to adhere to. If you give it examples of previous things that you've done, that's even better. So here is a simple example of a prompt that I just wrote here. You are a real estate agent marketing assistant. Write a friendly 2-line Instagram caption for a listing in Ottawa with a pool. Make it upbeat and include a call to action. You can even put the call to action. That one sentence gives it a job, a goal, a tone, and boundaries, okay? So, but you have to remember that prompting is not a one and done kind of thing. I have colleagues who are in AI and you call this person one prompt Dave. You don't want to be one prompt Dave. Having multiple prompts in a row or in a sequence actually works better because it helps refine the results that you want. So AI actually works best as a conversation. It's not like a vending machine. You can always refine your prompt and ask for follow-up or ask it what extra information that it needs to provide a better result, okay? You can even break it into smaller steps, like I said, a prompt sequence. Once you understand prompting, you'll always get more value from AI with way less frustration. Just looking on time, okay. So here are the AI do's and don'ts. How to use it well. So first, you want to use AI to save time on repetitive, low-value tasks, like summarizing notes, writing a draft email, rewording a listing. If it's something that you're doing over and over again, it's probably something that AI can do. Second, you should always assume that AI is wrong, because despite the confidence that it gives the answers with, sometimes the information is not accurate, as you guys saw in the previous demo. So before you send or share anything, make sure you review it, and obviously you're using your expertise to make sure that the output is good. You can also use it to generate ideas when you feel stuck, like in the example of writer's block that I told you guys about. You want to make sure that you are starting with some sort of a purpose. It should really support the thing that you're trying to do, not distract you from your goals. And once you have a prompt that works consistently, you can save it in a prompt library. This is literally just like a Google Doc or a Word document with a prompt, and you can save the prompts that work really well into that file so that you're always getting great results. And you can just have that, you know, in a binder or on your computer. This is a very common practice, like with many of my clients and people in AI that I know. Sometimes the clicker doesn't work. Okay, and here are some things. Sorry.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I said ask AI.
Avoid. These are some things to help you avoid common mistakes. So number one is you should never ever put in private client data into public pools. The second thing is, again, make sure that you understand that AI is not a quick fix to your deeper business problems. Unless you have solid systems already and you just need AI to help you amplify your effectiveness, AI is not really going to help you solve those issues. You should also never rely on one prompt and then hope for the best. There is usually something that you can put into your prompt that will make the output better. Fourth thing is don't try to always chase every new tool. Like I said, there's 10,000 AI tools and there's probably one coming out every single day. There are some like heavy hitters out there, and we're going to talk through which ones you can use and that are reliable. But just focus on what is solving a real problem for you in business or in your personal life. And last one is don't feed AI tasks that you don't fully understand. Unless you understand the problem, you may get outputs that you don't know if they're accurate or not, and that could actually put your credibility at risk as a professional. Cool. All right, so what are the use cases? Let's actually talk about something that you guys can use. Number one, marketing listings. You can write property descriptions, social media captions, content ideas, emails to your clients, you know, anything that is involving language or writing, you can use AI for. Lead follow-up, like emails, text, or reminders in your own voice. Or admin productivity, so summarizing notes, building checklists, or any time-saving technology. Like I have a AI note taker. When I get on a call with Matt, I have AI actually listening to the phone call, and then after the phone call, I summarize, here's what you guys talked about, here are the action items, here's what you should follow up on next week. If I want to revisit and say like, hey, there's something that Matt mentioned, but I can't really remember what it is, I can search the conversation. It's very cool. And this is just like the tip of the iceberg, by the way. All right, so how do we start using it today? Put together a 5-step action plan based on advice from a colleague who runs an AI company. First off is you want to pick a real problem that you are dealing with, something that you are dealing with almost every single week. You want to find a small way to start. Start immediately. Don't wait, don't overthink it, just start using ChatGPT. I recommend, if you don't have an account after this session, sign up, it's free. And play around with it. There's a lot of things that you can do beyond like song lyrics. You can do much more, okay? You want to make sure that you're reviewing the outputs weekly. If you always want to tweak the outputs that you're getting until you get something that is just right. And if it works well, you should share it with your colleagues. That is the fastest way to get your entire office to adopt AI, is by sharing the wins that you get, and then everybody gets excited about it, and then you guys start to see the real benefit of having these tools. Questions?
I do have a question.
Can I just
Yes, you can.
move to the gentleman?
Yes, I waited. Don't be wrong. Sorry.
No problem. When you take an avatar of yourself in agent, can you change now the background?
Yes. Yes.
Because there was a big problem.
Yeah, you can change the background. I actually use CapCut for video editing. That's
Okay.
that's what I like to use.
Okay.
But I believe with
What
the
is the
new
name?
update, CapCut, it's
CapCut.
like Photoshop. What's the Final Cut Pro for
Okay.
Mac? It's just a very user-friendly video editing. Like I'm not despite me being in front of the class, I'm not great at technology. That's why I love AI, because it makes it so simple.
Exactly.
But yeah, you can change the background, and the avatar itself, you can create a different, like 100 different looks. So it'll just be still of you, but it could be you wearing the shirt. Like you can just record different base videos and then use it for different situations. So it makes it more dynamic and less like vanilla, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, I just thought, like, I took some photos of what the text was on the screen.
Cool.
Now, can AI read images?
Yes.
And understand, like, the image, not only just the text, but the whole thing, and give you information?
Oh yeah, yeah. We were in Japan a couple years ago, and everything's in Japanese, nothing's in English. And there's a lot of times where I'm like, I don't know what this means. Like, take my phone, put it to Japanese, like, translate this. I need to know what it means.
Okay.
You know, am I going the right way on the subway or whatever? And it would just kind of pop up. It's amazing.
So the questions and the answers, I can ask it to read it and then put it into a document?
Oh yeah.
Shut
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Could you maybe talk about some of the third parties, if you have any suggestions, like things like Zapier that we can use in conjunction with ChatGPT to kind of automate our business, or what you can find useful in that realm?
I'll actually go through those, and I have something, a little surprise for everybody here. Zapier and N8N are the ones that I know about that a lot of my colleagues use. Those are the ones that help create workflows between platforms. I would start with those because I mean, they're popular for a reason. So they're really good support, and they have integrations with like everything. There's literally everything. And if you don't have like a off-the-shelf integration that's built in to those, if you can code, and you probably could because ChatGPT will show you how, you can build anything. You can literally build anything. There are times where you'll be able to, and this is not that far away, you can say, I want you to build a search engine just like Google, and I want you to build it in 30 seconds. And that's like 2 years away.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. If you guys enjoyed this training, I would really appreciate your feedback. So I would like you guys to get out your phones and please fill out the survey below. If you do, I will send you a free AI real estate starter kit. So this includes the prompt formula that we just went through. It'll include a prompt sequence that you guys can use for marketing or lead follow-up. And it will include an AI tool library. So it's a list of all of the AI tools that are the most popular. I couldn't name like 100, but there is a website where you can find all 10,000 tools if you have the patience to go through them. So it's a very quick Google form. It's like probably take you about 2 minutes or so, and it helps me make trainings like this better. I always want to make sure that you guys leave this room feeling like you have superpowers, and hopefully